Hey, welcome back to another episode of the Dennis Byron Show. And today we are going to be talking about what occurred in the courtroom in Los Angeles County as related to rap star Tory Lanez, as it related to his criminal assault case. So today was a preliminary hearing, and I don't think when Tory came to court this morning, he knew that the stakes were pretty high for him, and it was a surprise to everybody. Once the court started, uh, the sheriffs did their duty as it related to this violation. And for those who haven't been following the case, Tory Lanez is being charged with shooting rapper Megan Thee Stallion. And the last hearing, there was after the last hearing, there was a lot of talk about evidence that existed or didn't exist. Uh, the problem was that this discussion didn't happen inside the courtroom; it happened outside the courtroom, which created a big problem for the rapper. We'll start talking about the the evidence that wasn't actually verified, but we're going to bring someone on who's our special correspondent in Los Angeles, and I've known her for many years, over 10 years. She's been in media for well over 10 years, and she's sitting there with a smile on her face. I just got to tell her, shift the camera up a little bit because your head is being cropped out. We got the lips, we don't got the head. uh, so anyway, guys, you guys have been tweeting, you have been sharing, you have been discussing, you have been having opinions for the most part. But what I want to know right now, before we even bring her on stage, because I want to know if this audio sounds good. I want to make sure the audio is good. Give me a one if the audio sounds good. And my special guest, she's giving me a one. I see that one in the air, like she just don't care. Throw that one in the air, like you just don't care. Hey, oh, okay, okay. So the comments are coming in already. I see people have already taken a position, uh, and we want to talk about it. We want to talk about this case because it's a high stakes case, and it will get in the courtroom, barring a settlement. And the settlement in the criminal case is in a plea agreement and or a acquittal at trial. So, ladies and gentlemen, I have the incomparable media. I mean, I don't just she has so much going on there. I just want to just bring up Lila Brown. Lila, come on in. Let's just go ahead and get right into it, Lila. Here we go. Go ahead. Here we go. Lila, can you hear me?
Oh, hey, thanks for having me, Dennis. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful. Say hello to all the people watching
Well,
around the
hello,
world.
yes, yeah, you have fans, Dennis.
I have fans in the hood. I guess the fans followed me from the hood.
Good,
So let's
good.
get it right. Let's get right into it. This morning, the hearing was scheduled at 8:30 a.m. It was a little hustle and bustle to get there, but
Yo, you got me. I
no,
was
it
ready.
was she was on point. He was on point. And I want for those who don't know, Lila's been in media for over 10 years. Can I say over 10 years, Lila?
Yes.
She's been with other media brands, but she's also one of my editors that on the West Coast. So I actually made sure she knew what the assignment was, and she delivered. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's get into Lila. Let's get into first of all what was the mood in the courtroom this morning.
Oh, well, there was skepticism. The attorney for Mr. Peterson, Tory Lanez, Sean Hawley, she was very just fighting back. She was ready to go. She was, they had their claim. She had a response. She kept it real, very, to me, very easy to understand, layman's terms, just straight to it. And that was just my attitude with her. The judge, I knew the personality. We don't have to talk about the judge if you don't
We don't
want
want to
to.
talk about the judge. We don't piss the judge off because you may have to
No,
walk
it's
back
not
into that
about
fire.
the judge. The judge was, to me, fair and realistic in saying that, they're asking for $5 million.
So this
Uh,
is this
no.
is in relationship to the before we go into the what they asked for.
Mhm.
The prosecution made an allegation And that allegation was essentially what?
So basically, well, at this point where I was coming in was on the harassment. And they thought that was enough to have certain suggestions on how to deal with that and in terms of the bail as well. So that's what I was saying, that you wanted to know like the tone or the mood. For me, the judge was like, come on, like $5 million, that's excessive. And so I was like, okay. So when he brought it to the amount, for me, that just kind of set the tone of how this would be. I felt like it was fair, and that's all you could ask for. It's
Well,
fair.
so for those who are joining in, Tory Lanez had to be in court. What he didn't know was that there was going to be a motion for his incarceration because of the violation of the court order. Now, uh, last time Tory Lanez was in court, he was instructed not to do any type of have any type of communication with Megan Thee Stallion. And what happened literally the day of the after the hearing was that there was direct social media communication, and it was like, for those who remember, they were going back and forth, and then uh, well-known a well-known blogger had revealed some things about evidence that supposed to supported Tory Lane's defense. Well, that wasn't the case. It was never proven that the evidence of DNA was verified. So that was the reason why the judge, and correct me if I'm wrong, why the judge felt that his camp was leaking information to the YouTube or the blog community. Is that correct?
Well, it seems that that's what they were implying. It was just the information wasn't correct, and so, or it was just that information is really sketchy. I don't want to bring in other parties, but the social media and adding her or saying or implying by you, not so much adding her, but the word you. They were really emphasizing it's just the letter you.
Well,
That
that's subliminal communication. That was trying to get her attention, and it got her attention. If people don't recall, she responded. She knew because she knew it was directly her. Because you're talking about DNA, you're talking about one party that's accused in a criminal case, and you're talking about the victim that's responding. So that clearly was something that was supposed to get her attention, and
correct.
that didn't bode well for him. Talk about when the sheriffs put the cuffs on him. How did he react?
I saw the cuffs on him. I mean, he stood up and the cuffs were on him, and I didn't see anything putting on at this point. Um, it was very shocking and surprising. I did not expect that. Just looking for the defendant in this case, and just kind of looking around, just viewing everything. And when I saw it, and I don't want to talk too much about what else was going on in the courtroom, but to me, it was shocking, and
Well,
I did not expect that.
I want to talk about his support team that he had in the courtroom. He had some people in there, right? He had some goons up in there. Well, I would say goons. We talk about criminal case. He had some of his homeboys in there, his fellas, his brothers, his
Supporters,
supporters,
maybe even
supporters.
fans. This is LA, okay? So I gotta be very careful here.
Right. That's right. That's right.
The
That's
the,
right.
the immediate reaction was someone got up and said, as if to say, I'll take, or even if I heard someone say, taking care of that right now.
And we were
So
talking about the bond when the judge said three hundred fifty
yes,
thousand
when
dollars. We got that.
$150,000 US dollars. And someone got up immediately, and I'm just kind of like, okay, I guess it's going to be taken care of. And I really don't want to talk about what his team was doing. I want to keep that privacy. I just respect their privacy and how they were reacting to it. But for me to see somebody get up as if I'm going to take care of that right now, and to be at this point of the day, and I don't know the update, but from what I heard, he has still yet to make bail. So,
No, he's bonded out.
okay, now he's good. Okay, so
He's
I was
bonded
just,
out.
I didn't know on the update of that, but they seemed like they were ready. And so when somebody got up and said, "I'll take care of that," all right. And that was the mood. And so I had to double check, and I wanted to know. And so I know he had to go through processing. And so just speaking with his attorney, just
Well, shout out to Sean Holly. She's
she
a
gave me a quote, but
well.
when she knew I was media, she tried to give me a quote, and to me that means no comment.
Right. Well,
So she's lovely. I got to meet her, and we want to get this right. We want to be accurate.
Well,
And
guys, someone says she doesn't want to talk about anything. Well, guys, I'm going to talk about the area she doesn't want to talk about because we've both been covering this, and well, I'll talk about things she doesn't feel comfortable talking about. I'm good, and I come to LA.
okay, I just as long as you're okay with it. For
No,
me, I
no,
say this like being able to meet her was good. The media relations team from the courtroom was great, but we want to be fair in reporting. So, they may have some information that they want to release, and we can keep up to date with that. There's certain elements, of course, we won't be privy to, but if there is some information that this is a high profile case, and if there's anything that they want to get to the public, that's fair as well. I mean, of course, we can dig more, but I was just really, I liked her attitude, and she really pushed back, and I think she was at her best communicating exactly what he wanted, and we'll see it from there. But it's like they're highly aware of what's being said on social media. Everybody has to keep that, this is the people versus, so you do consider, the court of public scrutiny, so to speak. So yeah, I just, the social media matters, and you guys are triggering people. People are commenting, and the celebrities feel obligated to respond. Everyone wants to clear their name. People are impatient. They don't want to wait till the trial date, which was set
so
for September
so
14th.
let me ask you a question. Let me cut you off. When the judge was discussing the communication or lack thereof, was there any reaction by the defendant, Tory Lanez?
I wasn't paying attention. I really wasn't paying attention to him.
Okay.
I was just really one because if you're in, I'm in the courtroom situation. If he's not saying anything, um,
Just we just
he was
trying to
right
get
in front of me when I saw the cuffs. He was right in front of me, and then they took him away, and I was just like, whoa. And he just kind of went away and kind of cleared out, and I was like, okay, this is happening. Really, I'm more so about the facts and just getting that information because this is very sensitive information, and I was more concerned with that. But his reactions,
well someone made a complaint that they were shot in the foot. Is very serious, and people around the world wants to know, was there anything that was revealed? And I can say to the people that are listening, there is a discovery hearing that's going to take place in June. And for those who don't know, discovery is where they reveal what they may have that will obviously move this case forward. That wasn't They didn't reveal any evidence today, correct?
correct. They were just saying that there was a protective order that was violated. The protective order being violated was the harassment. And then they chose another, pre-trial hearing, so to speak, with this discovery process. So that's June 9th. So they wanted to go early June, about 30, 45 days out from today, plus it's around June 9th. And so for the defendant. And so then that trial, they kind of went and negotiated right there the date, and it was September 14th. I believe that's a Wednesday. And so it was set.
Okay,
So it's
okay.
going to trial. And when things go to trial, that's very serious. This is costly. No one takes that lightly for something to go all the way to trial. But the discovery process will be telling. And so definitely more information. So we don't want to jump the gun. No one wants to assume.
No, I used
I
the.
want to remain as objective as possible, and I hope the audience can understand that. This is not salacious journalism.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
It just went out. Okay, so well, the case obviously is moving forward. We have a discovery hearing. We have a proposed trial date in September. But the discovery is going to show the weight of the case, and it's going to determine whether or not this case is moving forward. And what I want people to understand that this hearing doesn't determine his guilt or innocence. And I've seen people, tweet about that. This hearing was primarily to update the court as to where they are. So whenever you adjourn a case, the judge wants to know, has anything changed in the circumstances in the case? Maybe they could have reached a settlement today. Well, they didn't, and now so that it moves forward in the process. Now, the other thing is he's uh he's not allowed to travel outside the country. He must surrender his passport.
Oh, so they went ahead with that as well. Okay.
Right, yeah.
They wanted
So
to have the passport revoked, and the judge was like, okay, maybe not such a high, but they did ask. They also requested that he be restricted on social media, and
right.
so just outright. So yeah,
Well,
yeah,
the restriction relates to him not adding her, communicating with her, engaging her, and that's where why his bond
yeah.
went up.
Social media, public spaces, and
Right. Any public spaces, or public places. And public places can be in a concert, it can be in a grocery store, it can
yeah,
be anywhere.
interviews. Well, a lot of media interviews are digital now, so that is kind of social media. So that's kind of you think about media interviews as well.
Lila, I want to thank you for coming on. I appreciate you. We're going to keep the conversation going, and we'll be talking soon.
Yeah, I hope to be back in touch. Very, very.
A-
Thank you. Take care.
Absolutely. Bye. So, guys, to recap what she said, the case is moving forward. The case will be high profile. This case is a very high profile case. This case is being looked at. One, it involves the shooting of someone, alleged shooting of someone, and we still to this day don't have all the details. Uh, Even when I can say this, when people are talking about evidence that hasn't actually been verified, then it's just talk. And you can't fight a case outside the courtroom. That's a no-no. Trying to fight this case outside the courtroom, it will it will create more problems than one would think. Especially think about, you walk into the court, you done paid your bond, you think that you have, you can move freely, and then you get hit with this. Now you have to come up with $100,000. So I mean, saying goes, you play stupid games, you get stupid prizes. And I think that if it's perceived that you're antagonizing a alleged victim, the prosecution doesn't really take light to that, because now they have a case to try to prove. And if they feel there's, and I'm not saying he's intimidating anyone, but it should be no conversation. Your fight is in the courtroom. Your fight is in the courtroom in any form and fashion. Not saying he did, not saying he didn't, but I'm just saying that in any criminal case, the last thing you want to do is you directly communicate with someone that is obviously, in this case, the victim, or any fashion, because it's not a joke. Now he may have Tory may have know more than we know, but it's not coming out. We don't know. And at the end, the case, it will come to court for trial in September. Hold on one second, guys. Something, someone said the system's not fair. I would just say that the system has a lot of problems. Uh, and not just in this case, it has a lot of problems. Uh, and it's a system. System has problems. The system, you know, if they know there are problems in the system, you don't do things to uh, uh, aggravate your situation. In this case, it could have went a lot differently, a whole lot differently. It could have been a whole lot differently. Social media is not, it's not real. And when I say it's not real, it's some of the stuff that people are talking about. Don't put too much weight in that, because if you're relying on the things that people are saying on social media as fact, and they haven't even been there, then that's a problem, because now you are tainting a jury pool. Los Angeles County, if it's so much bad press, or bad information that's putting out there, now the potential jury pool is tainted. So what can happen is they'll change the venue, meaning they will say, Your Honor, we cannot get Mr. Lanez can't get a fair trial in Los Angeles County. Now they're going to move it to another county. And what you don't want as a as a criminal defendant in this case, is your case being moved to the suburbs somewhere where they don't know who you are or they don't know who the victim is, and then it might not be good for you. Well, I have to say, alleged victim. Someone said, "Do we know?" We don't know. We don't know. She's saying that this happened to her. She's saying this person did it. He's saying he didn't do it. He's saying he didn't do it. We don't know what that. We don't know until we hear all the evidence because this discovery is different. Discovery is what the prosecution is going to use to win the case, and the defense has the opportunity to look at all the discovery information and see whether or not there is anything that is can be refuted. Just because the prosecution has a discovery package that they got to obviously turn over to the defense, that don't mean that everything in that discovery package is has been vetted. So it is a lot going on, and I know you're saying that you know one person may be using this for clout, and I've heard that too. I've heard a bunch of different stuff, but at the end of the day, it's up to a jury of 12 men and women to decide whether or not the charges that have been lodged against Tory Lanez actually happened. No one here are witnesses. No one actually saw what happened. So I know you're fans of one or the other, but at the end of the day, what you guys think is not going to change the outcome of this case. It's not going to change the outcome of this case unless one of you happen to become a juror in this case. And if that's the case, and you've already taken a position, that may be problematic. Who knows? Who knows? I'm gonna look at some of these questions here. I'm not gonna listen. I see a lot of Meg fans here. I see some Tory fans here. Uh, we have to say alleged for legal reasons. We have to say alleged. Allegedly, this was done to her. We have to use that term. I know you don't like that term, but it is what it is. Until we know the outcome of this is an alleged. We do not want to contribute to uh, not get allow this person, Mr. Lanes, to get a fair trial. We don't know. If it's anyone on this chat now that can tell me that they actually saw a weapon in his hand and saw him shoot her, then you'll be a witness for the defense. I mean, for the prosecution. Or is anyone out here that actually saw someone else shoot her, then you'll be a witness for the defense. But if you guys didn't really see what happened, everyone's just talking. Everyone's just talking. I would just say that this is for Tory. Tory, you're going to see this. I don't know how many times your attorneys told you this, but you don't need to be saying anything if you're trying to win this case. You don't need to be saying anything if you're trying to win this case or you're trying to get a fair trial. Because there's no reason to have diarrhea in the mouth. I mean, at the end of the day, if you are found guilty, only you will have to do the time or whatever you have to do the sentence, whatever. You may not, I don't know. I mean, shooting someone, allegedly shooting someone in the foot, you know, might be probational, who knows? Oh, one thing that came out in the case today in the court hearing was that it was verified by his attorney that him and Megan was in a relationship. That was verified today at the hearing. That he and she were in a relationship. So that did come out today. That no, you didn't hear that. You didn't hear that from anyone else, but that was verified today. Also, what happened was, who showed up in court was his father. His father came all the way from Florida and showed up to support him. Um, so and Megan was not in court today, by the way. Megan wasn't in court today. That's right, verified by the attorney. Yes, it happened. Sure happened. But Megan was not in court today. She didn't have to be there. They're going to bring her in when they need to bring her in, but this wasn't the time to bring her in. Man, you got more. You got the tea. I'm looking at the comments. You got the tea. I don't know how good the tea is. I don't know if the tea is good tea or bad tea, but I don't know. Once you know something, I don't know. We do have a tip line. If you have a tip, send it to tips at hiphopinquirer.com. Tips at hiphopinquirer.com. We just want to further investigate the story. If you got a real tip, you got video footage, you have something, just send it in. We just want to look at it. We ain't, we just want to look at it. That's all. I mean, the comment section looks like a soap opera. I'm looking at the comment section. It looks like a soap opera. Okay, guys. So I want to ask you guys real quickly to share, like this video, share it. Mods, do what you do, mods. Come on, let's go. Okay, here we go. He said he's innocent. He didn't do it. She said he's guilty. He did it. See how that works? She says he's guilty. He says she's innocent. This is what the system has to work. It has to work its way through the courts. He says he's innocent. She says he did it. Who knows? The stakes are high. And if he didn't do it, this man has been accused of a crime, a serious crime. And someone said Tory keeps telling people different stories. I don't know if that's true or not, but if he is, he needs to stop talking. Stop talking. I know you got people who want to get the story, but if them getting the story is going to jeopardize your freedom, you probably should stop talking. You don't have to listen to the old geezer, but I would just tell you that it's best to be able to tell your story outside than from inside. That's all. I think that just because of there was a relationship, this is opinion now. Just because they had a relationship at some point, um, that may give the defense some wiggle room. They may come out and say, "Hey, she's doing this because he may have had it." It could be any. It's so many different scenarios here, and it's not for me to provide a defense for him. Uh, I would just say that you know if what I'm hearing, is true. I don't know if it's true or not. That there are people drinking that night. We don't know who did what. But if there was a firearm used, there should be some type of latent prints, or if it's not, that makes the case weak. Now you really have to convince a jury. Because if the evidence doesn't support the charges, then the jury. You just need one. You just need to convince one person he didn't do it. You only got to convince one person. You got to convince one person. Out of 12 jurors, you got to be able to convince at least one person that he didn't do it. It has to be a unanimous decision. And if it's not a unanimous decision, then he walks. He walks. I want to read this comment, and this is so true. Good advice is free. Bad advice will cost you. Listen to the man. Everybody have a good day. All right. I would support that comment. I would definitely support that comment. Okay, guys. You have any questions? I can bring you guys up. If you have any questions, I bring you guys up. Hold on one second. Let me get it out of here. Let's get this conversation going. Before we get this conversation going, yesterday I had did a I reported on the outcome of the injunction order by the judge. I don't know if I made the point. I made the point made it a point to stress the fact that not only does the blogger lady have to make sure she clean the internet, if anyone's using republishing the videos that the judge has ordered to come down, they too would be in violation of the judge's injunctive order. And as I tweeted earlier, violations of a federal injunctive order is punishable by up to a year in jail and $50,000 per violation. So, with that said, I wouldn't suggest you republish those videos. That's all. Nothing happened today other than in the court, as far as Tory Lanez is concerned. Nothing happened today other than him having his bond raised, him being told what not to do, specifically not to do, and him being led away in handcuffs, and him posting bond, and him walking out of the LA County courthouse. I'm gonna post a link here. I see a lot of people have. I like to just engage the people a little bit here. I just put that there, guys. I just posted that link. If you have something to add to the conversation, here's your opportunity. I'm actually going to pin this right here. All right, I just pinned that. Look at what I just pinned. If you want to come in to add to the conversation, I do this. I give you about 5 minutes. I give you about 5 minutes to come in, and afterwards, we're going to conclude this. Yeah, ask some good questions. He bailed out. Tory's bailed out. He bailed out. He bailed. He posted a bond. Tory has posted bond. I don't know where the driver is. He's probably driving. He's probably driving. He's a driver. He's probably driving. He's probably on assignment. See, the questions you're asking will probably come out after discovery. Like, yeah, your questions you're asking is people are people required or forced to testify? If they subpoenaed, if they can add to the story, then maybe they would be required to testify. You don't want to force anybody to come in court on either side. If you force someone to come in to give testimony, chances are they're going to be a hostile witness from one side or the other. If they're not coming in willingly, chances are they're going to be a hostile witness. And do anyone know what a hostile witness is? Someone who's going to have a real give the person who asked them to come in a hard time. They're going to be really, really unhappy with being there. You're talking about suing and all that? No, I don't think anyone's thinking about suing at this point. Uh, they want to get this, they want to get this case over with, one way or the other. You know, yeah, a lot of you assuming that what is in the charging papers is what actually happened. We don't know that until the case has come to come for trial, or they decide to negotiate something. I think that if he didn't do it, it's nothing to negotiate. If he did it, then he needs to fight it. He needs to fight the case. You know, no one's just going to lay down the sword if they didn't do it. But if you did it, you got to prove you didn't do it. Right. Jerry, I see that. I would agree. Jerry, I'm not going to repeat you said, but I would agree. You saw the transcripts. Right. Nobody wants to wait for the trial. Take him outside, beat him, hang him, No, we're not doing that. This is still America. We don't do that. We have a criminal justice system and we had to let this case play out. You guys ready to take him out and just put yourself in. Just think about if it's one of your family members. Would you like people to say that forget a trial, just let him just do what you want to do to him? You don't know if the guys actually did it. You don't know that. You want to think that. You want to think that, he did it. I saw the comments earlier today was on Twitter was really interesting. But at the end of the day, oh, someone said the link is not working. Hold on. I don't know why the link is not working. Let me try it again. Hold on. I'm gonna do it again. I don't know what. Oh, you know something? Someone else told me that earlier. The link wasn't working. I'm gonna post it again. Someone said the link's not working. The link is not working. I'm gonna give you another link. Let's see. Here's the link. Go ahead. Click on the link. Follow that link. That link is scrolling up quickly. Okay. Let me see if I can get the link to slow up for you. Come on, keep up the link. Okay, we're gonna see if we get this link slowed up for you. 1 second here. The link is there. The link is working. It better be working. Let's go. Okay, we're gonna see another one here. Well, he won't be deported. Tory won't be deported until his case is over with. If if he's found guilty, he's not leaving. They're not Los Angeles County have first dibs on anything. So, okay, someone just came in. I'm going to pin this here again. I see you. Okay, who we got? All right. Uh, Boom Mancini. Your camera's not connected. You got to have a camera. You're just not going to come in here and just spit fire. I need to see who I'm talking to. Go ahead. Your camera's not connected. You need to fix that. Come on. This is 2022. I know you got a computer with a camera now. What are you doing over there? Right, that part. That part right there. You got to be careful saying someone's guilty without them being proven guilty because they can turn around and just pick you out of a batch and sue you for slander. You slandered them. You ruined their reputation by saying they did it. You got to be very careful. I know a lot of people don't really understand that. A lot of people don't understand the court system at all. You got to be careful how you say someone did it and you have no proof. You got to be very careful on that. You know, that's why I say alleged victim, alleged shooter, not nothing that's been adjudicated as guilty. Again, be careful how you say that because it could be you in the same situation, someone making up a false allegation on you. You gotta be very careful. Let this thing play out. Let it play out. You know, today's hearing was held in Los Angeles County Superior Court. Anyway, guys, I do appreciate you tuning in. The person who wanted to come in, you obviously have a bad system. Um, it's pinned already. You have 3 minutes to join in, and then I'm going to get out of here because we have something else. Okay, here we go. I know this guy. I know this guy. And it looked like he got a microphone too. Oh, it's going down, ladies and gentlemen. The incredible Flat Top Jones. What's good?
Yo, 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 what's up?
What's up, my brother?
What's going on?
Everything's good, my brother. Sit to that camera, man. Get yourself in the frame, man.
Listen, can you see me?
I can see you, man. Everybody can see you. The world can see you.
Right.
What's going on?
What I want to know is which tweet got him in violation of his restraining order?
One of them.
Because from what I understand, it was the one that DJ Academics posted. And what they were saying was that he sent evidence from the discovery to Academics. And since Academics posted it on social media, that somehow got Tory Lanez in trouble. I don't understand how that's fair to him.
Well, let me explain that to you, and I can talk about that. So there were only certain people that had information from the last hearing that was a party to the case. That had the case file, so to speak. And there may have been something that was said in that tweet about DNA on a. There was no DNA on the firearm.
Right.
Well, only people that would know that would be the defense and the prosecution. There was also a report that came out afterwards, right afterwards, that said that the DNA was inconclusive.
I remember that.
So who else would release information like that? It doesn't help the prosecution.
Right,
to
but
release that.
if it's a public trial, he should be able to say whatever he want to say, unless there was a gag order on the case. What's wrong with him sharing some information? And then how is he responsible for DJ Academics running his mouth? That's crazy.
The first thing I would say is, if you are the defendant in a criminal case, you don't open your mouth to no one but your attorney, because you are not going to be giving, or your investigator, or the people that are actually in your team. If you are running your mouth to YouTubers and bloggers and your homeboy and all this stuff, you know as well as I do, the things that you say to someone can tend to come back and bite you. And in this case, it came back and bit him. And and it's just what it is. The judge is not. This wasn't a violation hearing. This was a violation hearing, but this wasn't. He wasn't being charged at that moment. They may turn around and say that if he does it again, it's going to look very bad, because now they're going to say that this guy is not respecting court orders. This was a court order. No type of communication, no adding her, no, because it could be perceived as intimidating her.
Right, right. So from what I'm glad you said that, because that kind of, I guess through social media, he could still be, contacting her. But I don't understand how that makes him responsible for what DJ Academics does, especially if he did it in confidence. You know what I mean? Like friend to friend. Then DJ Academics says, "Hey, I got some exclusive information. Tory's DNA was not on the gun."
Well, and I get you there. And they get, long as they don't come out and say that DJ Academics was being used as a tool to try to intimidate her. And I get it. I can tell someone my case and they just decide to run their mouth. You can't control what someone else says, but as long as it's not done, willfully done to intimidate her. It happens all the time. People say, "Listen, I just got out of court, and the judge almost threw the book at me, but you know what? They don't know about this. This is in my case file." Now, if it's done under confidence and he violates confidence, that's one thing. If he told him that and he told it in confidence and he just went back and just ran his mouth, that's another story.
Right. But see, it just, to me, I just feel that, as a man, and especially as a black man, they looking for any reason to knock him off. Because if you think about the context of what he said, he didn't even say nothing about Meg. He said, "My DNA was not on the gun." And they still twisted that some way to say he was saying something about Meg. The tweet didn't even have nothing to do with her.
Okay, but what gun is he referring to? If he's talking, was he in another gun case? Is there other gun cases? Because anyone with common sense could deduct that when he was talking about a gun, he was talking about the gun in the current case he's on. I mean, we got to be smart about this. He's not talking about, unless he has another gun case and we don't know about.
Yeah, I guess by putting it out there on like the social media platforms, it's obvious, Meg is gonna see that. So that's tough. That's really strict, to where you can't even tell somebody to post something on social media going to jail.
Right, but think about this. And I'm just, if you are hypothetically the blogger who is privy to a certain piece of information that no one else is, and then you have this information, or you have what you think is real information. It's really not the information, but you have something, a fraction of what happened. Only people who know what's in that the case file would be the lawyer, maybe the prosecution, their team, the lawyers, and his team. But then a blogger has something that it was never revealed to the public, that there was even a DNA test taking, and then he has that information, and he engages in an argument with the victim. That kind of, if he engages in an argument with the victim, it kind of suggests that you can draw an inference that maybe he was put up to engaging with the victim, alleged victim. I mean, you can play this, it doesn't, when you tell a jury this, they're gonna say, well, so how did your homeboy get information that wasn't even released by the prosecution? And why is he talking about why would you talk about what evidence is there? Because you're trying to sway public opinion.
Yeah. So in a nutshell, you can't say nothing about a case that's high profile like this, or you risk violating all of these orders and stuff.
Let me give you an example. If you keep saying to the public, I didn't do it, I didn't do it, I didn't do it, I didn't do it, and then you get 2 or 3 years down the road, which is about 2 years coming down the road, that you take a plea deal. You plead and say, hey, I decided I don't want to go the distance. I did it. So now you got to go to the front of the judge, who has to determine what your sentence is going to be. And you already have made a public statement that you didn't do it. So now you got to walk it back and like eat humble pie. Think about Jesse Smollett in his case.
Oh my God.
So he's kept saying he didn't do it. He didn't do it. It wasn't him. It wasn't him.
I'm starting to believe him. Don't nobody lie this long. I'm sorry. He didn't already went to jail.
I'm trying to have a serious conversation with you, but your hat is throwing me off.
Oh, my bad. I'm gonna take it off.
Listen, I'm usually talking to politicians and senators, but right now your hat is.
My bad.
Let's.
How you like that one?
Funny guy.
Man, listen, man. I got a ton of these things, man.
Listen. We're not selling hats right now.
Right.
Are you still? I just want to know this. I just want to know for my own edification. Are you still jogging, smoking cigarettes?
Yes.
Okay, just want to make sure.
Yeah.
Health is wealth, guys. Health is wealth. Flat Top is in the building. Thank you, bro. I appreciate coming in, but we gotta go. Bye. Guys. I had to bring him on. That's my guy. He definitely bring the laughter to the platform. Good, cool guy. I just tell him stop smoking while he's jogging. I just me visualize him taking a puff as he trying to hit the finish line. It's just incredible. Guys, I hope you enjoyed the show. This case is still developing. We don't know how it's going to turn out. We know some of us know how we want it to turn out. That's it. We don't know how it's going to turn out, but some of us do know how we want it to turn out. Remember, Tory Lanez is innocent until proven guilty. He's the defendant in this case. He is innocent until proven guilty. That's what it is. That's what it is. I'm Dennis Byron. I do appreciate you guys coming in. But right now, we got to go. Peace.